told their expectation is to leave here up 2-zip, finish the job in Seattle, and return home only for the parade. But the Seattle Sonics still believe they can rain on that parade. Shawn Kemp went for 32 in Game 1 before he himself was reined in. A night which saw Dennis Rodman get the better of this exchange with Frank Brickowski. If Brickowski's intention was to rile the Rodman, that strategy backfired. As a result of the elbow, Brickowski was hit with a flagrant foul. He gave Rodman a mouthful. Eventually, he'd continue arguing with both Rodman and Jack Haley, who Brickowski referred to as Rodman's babysitter. Referee Joey Crawford had heard enough at that point. He gave Brickowski a second technical, thereby tossing the brick. And a live shot of Dennis Rodman, who has elected not to change the dew on the dome from Game 1. It's a repeat as we move up to tip-off.
90, the Knicks in 94, and the Magic last season.
In the Eastern Conference Finals, Chicago came out in the second game against Orlando after winning handily in the first one. Very flat. Luke Longley and Rodman getting into foul trouble. It's important for Chicago to get off to a good start with pressure defense and try to hold serve.
For Seattle, it's all about confidence. It's about Payton controlling the tempo, getting it up and down in Seattle's favor, and then the whole Sonic team has to deal effectively with Chicago's pressure defense.
And the Sonics control the opening tip. The officials, Ed T. Rush, Jess Kersey, and Hugh Hollins. Hollins not a favorite of the Chicago Bulls. Schrempf not able to hit on his first. And the stuff missed by Kemp, but they keep it alive.
Oh, much like Game 1 started, a couple of offensive rebounds for Seattle as the Bulls standing flat-footed.
Chrissy Hawkins. Open shot for Kemp. And the tip by Johnson.
Wow, I'm surprised. Really, I thought the Bulls would just force the turnover.
Hawkins trying to draw the foul. Again, the outside shot by Kemp. Shawn Kemp, who had the sensational Game 7 last Sunday against Utah. Michael Jordan setting up against Detlef Schrempf. Uses the pick. And Hopper able to keep it alive. Good look from Longley.
Longley is a very skilled, when you rise up for your jumper, as Longley will do here, out of the bottom of your eye, you never think pass. You always want to.
At the foul line. Bulls with a 6-5 lead. Hawkins on the penetration. Well, George
Hawkins just 2 for 9 in Game 1, not asserting himself, and he caught himself that way in the Utah series as well.
Yes, and it counts.
Sometimes Hersey Hawkins, who's such a good perimeter shooter and a three-point threat, relies on that perimeter game so much, and it will draw the defense out. And when you get that opportunity, you've got to attack the basket. Luke Longley continues to be aggressive at the offensive end, not feeling any pressure at all from Irvin Johnson.
Irvin Johnson is playing a very unimaginative.
Now Schrempf guarding Hopper. The backdoor pass.
Part of the triangle offense. It usually doesn't start that far out on the floor, but you hit the post, man on the wing, always cut to the hole.
Michael Jordan with a second field goal. Bulls by 1. Kemp blocked by Pippen. Open 3 for Jordan. Rodman with the rebound and pops it up.
Good run out defensively by Irvin Johnson on Jordan's 3 attempt. Seattle still looks tentative.
Here's the double team on Schrempf, and Payton fires. Hits the 3. Gary Payton, who played 47 minutes in game number 1, and probably will continue to play the heavy minutes. 7 rebounds for Johnson in just under 5 minutes in this first quarter. Jordan gets inside. And the game is tied at 12.
As Kemp did.
Foul was called on Scottie Pippen. A timeout is taken with 6:43 to go in this first quarter. The recent history of the NBA, Michael Jordan said he might not have come back if Pippen were not a member of the Bulls. And here is Pippen with a nice feed, and just defeats the 24.
They're not getting in the air at all. Seattle hasn't established enough of a game where a pump fake means anything.
Rejected by Kent.
Scottie Pippen saying, so you're the defensive player of the year. I just faced you up. I should have won that award.
Yes, Scottie certainly enjoyed doing it against the man they call the Glove. One off.
Good poke away by Perkins as well.
Schrepp. Well, Detlef Schrepp missed his first 4, similar to in game 1. Got off to the slow start, and that was his first field goal. Sonics lead by 1.
Good thing for Seattle is how many shot attempts they're getting, as Jordan is feeling it perfectly early on. But Seattle has taken twice as many shots.
But you got to capitalize.
Here's Schrepp. Kemp. Oh, what a move by Sean Kemp. So Kemp with 8 points.
In years past, Sean Kemp, you can describe it, now just playing so disciplined, so under control.
Jordan. The fadeaway on target, and Michael is 5 of 7.
He's Percy Hawkins as a defender.
Jordan for Rodman with Payton back, gets it back to Pippen. And back comes Jordan. Pippen putting the move on Hawkins. And hit it. Bulls lead 20-17.
Very heavy leg.
But, man, it's also Seattle Sonic basketball. The question is it enough? These teams are so similar.
Chicago's offense not very crisp, but it's always nice to have this man to bail you out. No pressure on the pass from Pippen. Double team, just too slow to get there as Michael turns away from it for that jump shot. And now just taking Hersey Hawkins down to the baseline. Payton coming way too light as Michael rises in the air.
But the good thing for Seattle is the type of shots Jordan's getting. In game 1 against Detlef Schrempf, he was just driving right through. Hersey Hawkins forced him to the fadeaway. Hannah Storm's got a report from the Sonic bench.
George, I ran into Gary Payton on the elevator yesterday saying, I am not going to take any more of that from Michael Jordan.
And it's amazing how much information Matt can pick up on those elevators. Payton with the steal and puts it down. And then apparently had something to say to Jordan.
Not a good idea.
Judd Bushler has come on for the Bulls. Bill Wellington now defending against Sam Perkins. Nice move by Perkins. And that is his first against the Bulls, giving the ball back to the Sonics. Perkins again working on Wellington. And again hits with the running hook.
And since
Schrempf posting on Rodman. Shot clock at 5. Here's Schrempf. Oh, nice move on the fadeaway by involved with Dennis Rodman and then Jack Haley in game 1. 8-1 run by the Sonics. The Bulls are holding for a final shot of this first quarter. Illegal defense. The call against Seattle, the team that led the NBA in that department.
what's interesting there is Sam Perkins coming out to double team Michael Jordan to get the ball out of his hands. Michael just so smart, just didn't give up the ball right away, tried to explore.
And when there's an illegal defense call in the final 24 seconds of the quarter, it means an automatic technical foul awarded. So Jordan to the line. And Michael is now 1 of 3 at the line.
Marv, I was talking with Rodman about this whole thing with Brikowski, and he was saying that the Bulls really won 2 games on Wednesday night. They won the basketball game, and they won the head game as well.
Funny thing, Brikowski and Haley say that they're very friendly off the court. They were going at each other as Brikowski was leaving, but they spent a lot of time in the offseason. Here's Kerr, who just checked in. Time running down. Jordan checked the clock, and that is too late. Without a count. Here is Kukoc. And back come the Sonics. Payton on the open floor, putting the move on Kerr. Oh, Gary Payton with a very impressive, a rare Seattle turnover. Hopper from deep. Yes. Sonics by three. Hawkins with the head fake. Crowd wanted to travel. Hawkins with a beautiful move.
You can see the mindset of Hersey Hawkins. Not
telling us his Bushler is able to hit after going 0 for 4. His fourth rebound.
Detlef Schrempf scored in the one post-up opportunity he had. They never came back to him. That's a mistake.
Leading two defenders. But on the boards, Sonics with a 1-point lead. Open shot for Hopper. A three for Ron Hopper.
Open spot created by others' offense.
And again, an open shot for Hopper. Rodman able to get to it. Last touch by Kemp.
The Bulls just can't seem to get into any kind of rhythm offensively with their triangle. The few times that Jordan's been able to post and turn quickly and shoot is a bit about it.
Jordan. And the foul against Rodman. Mentioned the Bulls not able to get into. Hersey Hawkins candidly had an interesting appraisal of his teammate Frank Perkowski. Said that he's very good at bringing out the worst in people. Scotty.
That's where George Karl thinks this whole situation has developed with Perkowski.
Just under 5 minutes to go, first half. Hawkins with the room. Well, Hersey Hawkins up front. 4 minutes to go in this first half, and the game is tied at 39.
Jordan gets isolated here with Detlef Schrempf. The double team comes, but it's ineffective, and they're still able to
Phil indicating play through it. Short kick. Again, Hopper open. Swinging in. Bulls want a goaltend. Won't get it. Blocked shot is the call.
And I'll tell you why. That shot was way short. Crowd doesn't like it. Even though this thing is on the way down, it is short of the rim. Good non-call by the referees.
You got to give it a chance to hit the rim, though. This ball might have scraped the box.
The Bulls with 13. Hawkins. Pretty.
All individual play now. Everybody involved.
Kerr, yes. 1 minute to go in the first half.
Chicago can play 2 for 1. Maybe post up for Kukoc. Jumping to pass.
And Jordan for 3. That was an offensive sequence that was not going anywhere, and Michael able to bail them out.
When Kukoc steps into that post area, everybody has to react, take one step closer to him, and that just leaves Jordan. Seattle keeping Jordan out of the basket area. Jordan's not beating people off the dribble the way he did in game 1.
Well, George Karl not gambling anymore. He had gotten Payton out of there with a minute to go, now making sure Kemp doesn't get his third, as the Bulls like to spread the floor in this situation, normally with Kukoc.
Down to 10 seconds in the half. Kukoc beating Perkins, finding Kerr. Final seconds. Kerr forced it up. And that is the end of the first half. Michael Jordan with 16 points. Scottie Pippen with 12. Sean Kemp leading the way for the Sonics with 14, and Hersey Hawkins with 13.
What he was upset about. Just when he was going up, David Wingate appeared to undercut him, which really upset Michael Jordan. Now, if we go back to game 1, it happened once again. This is where it started. Michael and David Wingate going at it underneath the boards, and he was very upset. He wasn't the only one upset. Phil Jackson really lambasting his team, telling him that they're just getting overplayed all over the court. Let's go down to Hannah.
Mon, in the first half, the Sonics were effective when they did post up, but they didn't post.
45 as this third quarter gets underway. Rick Longley with a nice dish from Michael Jordan. By 3. There's Sean Kemp with a series of moves rejected by Longley. Schrempf for 3. Yes. And he's Hopper for 3. And Longley with a nice tip.
What was Sean Kemp doing there? I mean, that's Dennis Rodman's game, offensive board. He was standing there watching. Off of Jordan has freed up his mind to concentrate on offense.
Jordan over Hawkins. So the matchup for the moment is Hersey.
His eyes are getting wider and wider right now. Just a quick, hard dribble up in the air. Jerry West.
Kemp and Johnson on the front line. And Jordan all over Hawkins. Last touch by Hawkins. What a play defensively at the post.
It is so wonderful to see how hard Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, or is it Scott Pippen, work on the
ends of the floor. Be as physical as you want to be. If you foul out in 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, so be it.
Here is Kemp. Quick release with Longley moving in his.
When the big 6'10 guy, Deleb is a full 6'10 trying to post up.
Gary Payton, nice change of pace on the dribble. So Payton with Hawkins. Get the box out.
Terrific outlet, Rodman.
Pippen. Yes.
Wow, Dennis Rodman made that
On the run. Now they get back. Pippen for three. Rodman with the save, but he stepped out. Oh, Bradley pushed out. So the foul call. And you see Schrempf with the United Center in Chicago. Look at the hustle by Dennis Rodman a moment ago, and then Dennis saying, "So, have you read my book?"
Michael Jordan misses a shot here. Luke Longley can't get his hands on it, and Michael Jordan just gets right in Luke's face. And during the timeout, continues to.
scoreless in the first half. Has to give the Bulls something.
And Kukoc back on the floor. Coming on for Longley. Perkins. Nice. Rodman felt he was fouled. Schrempf with a bad pass. And here's Pippen with the breakaway.
careless.
Shot clock at 4. Brown noted as a defensive specialist. His fifth year at New Mexico State. Dennis Rodman has turned it around off the boards in this third quarter. He has 13 rebounds, 7 of the 13 in the third. Scottie Pippen. Rodman again.
What was Sean Kemp doing? Sean Kemp has got to spend 50% of his time thinking about boxing out Dennis Rodman. George Karl forced to call a timeout.
3 minutes, 3 seconds to go. In the third quarter, the Bulls now lead by 4, and suddenly the presence of Dennis Rodman off the boards, providing an impact for Chicago. Rodman here in the third quarter, 8 points and 8 rebounds. It's Rodman again with the tip.
He said, you guys gave the Bulls those last 2 possessions. You got to get in the game. Don't let the fatigue get to you. You have this game in hand. But he said, don't forget, get those defensive rebounds.
His rebounding rhythm. In the first game and a half, he was jumping 3 times for every rebound he eventually got.
He comes out of that timeout. I wonder what. Oh, steal.
Leading. And George Karl wants a timeout. 20-second timeout called by the Sonics.
Tony Kukoc, so valuable in game 1, coming up large in that fourth quarter with 3-pointers, with passes, with dunks, has now ignited the Chicago Bulls in this crowd with the deep 3 from the right corner.
And then Scottie Pippen on the defensive end just comes blindsides Vincent Askew, looks to the crowd, says, lift me higher. And then Jordan in transition. Sonics failing to get back. Chins on their chest.
Game, he's had 10 of the 16 here in the third. take bad shots with the shot clock rolling down. Jordan putting the move on Shrimp and then gives it up. Open shot for Pippen. And Kukoc with the rebound. Pippen checking the clock.
This is a tough mismatch for Perkins. He can't pressure Scotty on the perimeter.
4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Down to 10 seconds in the quarter. Jordan way off. And it's rescued by Askew on the corner.
Oh, this open here. Earlier, he was all over his teammates. Luke Longley, Ron Harper, all the guys for not coming through. But he's the first guy to go pat him on the back, the head, and he's going to wipe the dye off his hands.
Yes. I think he got Dennis right at the Pearl Jam insignia. Curry to three, and a rim down. Last touch. Let's say the officials Ed Rush and Hugh Hollins in a discussion as to who knocked it out. Only 0.5 of a second remaining in this third quarter. It will be Chicago ball.
This is where you always have to keep your eye on Michael Jordan for that lob to the basket. 0.5 is enough to catch and finish.
Well, Michael drifted outside, and that's the end of the third quarter. A surge by the Bulls. Sparked by Tony Kukoc and Dennis Rodman. And the Bulls are up by 11. The Bulls by 11. Pippen, well, he's able to penetrate. Poked away from Perkins, but recovered. Shot clock down to 3. Slipping by Kukoc. The Bulls now lead 78-67. Minute and a half gone by the fourth. Jordan with the fake and foul. Michael Jordan with a gorgeous baseline move. Another good play defensively by Randy Brown. Kukoc for three. And Rodman with another offensive rebound.
Sean Kemp just does not block out. He goes for the ball.
That's 10 offensive rebounds for Rodman. One off the all-time record for the NBA Finals held by the Big E, Elvin Hayes. Brown now doing it at foot.
But he always just keeps it there with a great attitude.
For the trap, 7.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. A series of moves attempted by Longley leading to this. Hawkins, yes, and it counts. And Richie Hawkins is turning it around tonight. He has 16 points, completing the three-point play. And Harper, here's Pippen for three. And back comes Payton. 2-on-1. Kemp putting the ball on Kirk. And here comes Jordan making his way. Reporting in. Kemp 7 of 9 at the line.
Well, Chicago's offense has just gone dormant right now. They're settling for jump shots. They're careless with the basketball. And that's why, of course, Michael Jordan re-enters to add semblance of order quickly.
And the thing is that Michael hasn't...
A 7-0 run by the Sonics since that Chicago 13-point lead. Jordan. Michael Jordan able to penetrate for the steal. Bulls 82. Sonics 74. Here's Payton. Right back. Gary Payton cuts it.
Players of Chicago, he gets in nothing but trouble.
Longley.
But even that time, Luke Longley had inside position, just not able to get up high enough in the air.
Trap. Yes. Dead left. Kukoc for three. Jordan with the offensive rebound. Jordan stripped by Payton, but able to recapture and calls for time. Askew tried to knock it aside. Jordan very upset. He thought he was fouled. 22nd timeout taken by the Bulls.
Well, George Karl was running up the sideline at the beginning of that possession for Chicago, exhorting his team that this is a big stop. They are within 6 points as Michael Jordan losing possession, but so quick with his hands and so strong to dig out that loose ball and get the timeout.
Matt, when that ball's on the floor underneath your basket as a defensive player, you've got to go to the floor to get this ball. Everybody's standing and bending over at the waist, except for Michael Jordan, the best player in the game, diving on his hands and knees to dig that ball out.
And he's in the face of the official, Jess Kersey. To go back to Seattle, tied and one apiece. We come up on 4 minutes remaining in the fourth. Yes, and it counts. Sean Kemp will go.
This is the isolation he's got to mismatch wrongly.
4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Jordan played by Hawkins. Jordan with the swing and foul.
It is absolutely amazing. Michael Jordan just has such a feel at the offensive end where every other player is on the floor. He had that side clear. He saw the double team coming, but just so quick on the spin to elude that double team, get in the paint and draw contact.
Matt, remember at the beginning we were talking about anticipation on defense. The Sonics have to know that Michael Jordan's going to try to take over this game down the stretch. And when he makes that spin move, somebody for Seattle has to be there sooner. The same way Scottie Pippen is coming from that blind side when he's playing defense on the Sonics.
Well, we've seen all night long the Chicago Bulls taking advantage of really the over-aggressiveness of Seattle. We see it with their scrambling, double-teaming defense. It has opened up offensive rebounding opportunities for Dennis Rodman.
Michael Jordan, 6 of 11 at the line.
Beautiful, wide open look. Hawkins' look was solid as could be. Payton's air ball was a good look. They just can't make any of them.
And now 3 of 14 from three-point range. Shot clock is down to 2. Down to 1. Harper just didn't get it away. Bulls keep it alive, and Jordan draws the foul. Percy Hawkins called for his 4th, and Michael Jordan back to the line where he is 7 of 12.
And that look of frustration on the face of George Karl has been, he couldn't have asked for anything more, struggling all night, but time and time again, just hanging 6 behind and getting good scoring opportunities and can't get them. And the Bulls aren't doing anything at their end offensively.
But the offensive rebounding for Chicago, what is Perkins doing? What is Kemp doing? Chicago had 19 offensive rebounds in this game.
Bulls lead 88-81. Shrek with the fake. Not able to hit on the running hook. Kemp is there. It will count and the foul. Sean Kemp with 26 points. Foul committed by Tony Kukoc. And Kemp keeping the Sonics alive.
All set up by the penetration of Schrempf. A terrible shot, but at least he drew some looks defensively, and that enabled Kemp to slide along the baseline and find the opening. Another big statistical game for Sean Kemp, but just having an awful time at the other end defensively, not even trying to get a body on Dennis Rodman, just trying to go get rebounds. But when you're playing Rodman, you got to bump it.
3-point play again for Kemp. And the Bulls lead by 4. Steve Kerr back on the floor as we come up on a minute remaining in the fourth quarter. Bulls led by as many as 13. Sonics able to get back into it, and they've had, as we have been discussing, a number of opportunities. Here is Jordan, and he's fouled. Hit from behind by Schrempf.
And took exception to it as Schrempf taking a wild swing there. Got a piece of the ball, but no doubt got a piece of the head of Michael Jordan, and a quick reaction, and then Michael caught himself.
This is just a replay of game 1.
Whoa.
This is you put Detlef Schrempf, their worst defender, on Michael Jordan. He lights up, just goes right to the hoop. Detlef ushers him in to his right hand. Not a good foul by Detlef Schrempf.
Only 4 of 8 at the line in the fourth quarter.
Sean Kemp saying he liked the hard foul that Detlef Schrempf took. But you know how it happened again? It was another double team coming. But actually the Sonics are coming so hard with a double team that Michael is able to get around it. You can't come so hard where he's going to split it or go around it. You're going to up him.
Bulls lead 90-84. And the Sonics call for time with 55. Gary Payton will throw in, looking for the room from Ron Hopper. Hopper got picked off by Kemp. And we get the whistle from Hugh Hollins and a foul against the Bulls. Both teams are over the limit, so all shooting fouls from here on in. Hopper picked it up, which is the worst possible situation for the Bulls. It stops the clock, and it puts Schrempf on the line with an opportunity to bring the Sonics within 4.
And a situation arises now with John Sally and Dennis Rodman on the floor. A possible quick foul. Phil Jackson senses it and gets better free throw shooters, Kukoc and Kerr, ready to come in.
Schrempf is now 3 for 3 at the line. He's a 78% free throw shooter. Another off performance for Detlef Schrempf. 5 of 14 shooting.
Chicago is just so solid defensively. Even though they were scrambling and broken down there, Harper did a pretty decent job of forcing Schrempf into help to his offhand.
Now pressure by the Sonics. The Bulls have missed their last 6 shots. At one point they led by 13. They were up 80-67 with 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Down to 35 seconds, 10 on the shot clock. Bulls in no hurry here. 6 on the 24, and Kerr fires for 3. Rodman with the offensive rebound, and that ties an NBA Finals record. 11 on the offensive glass for Rodman, and that was a big one. Foul is called to stop the clock with 15 and 8/10 seconds remaining. Detlef Schrempf called for the personal.
Mark, Seattle just let far too much time go off the clock. The second that Rodman got this rebound, which put him in the record book with Elvin Hayes, the Big E, the Hall of Famer. You got to go right and get that quick foul, get the clock stopped.
Well, did you see how quickly Dennis Rodman sprinted? He knew somebody was going to be chasing him. He got rid of that ball as quickly as possible.
Tony Kukoc making his first appearance at the line, and he's a 77% free throw shooter. Hits 1 or 2. Bulls lead 91-86. For the quick 3. So again, the clock is stopped. 12 and 3/10 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Sonics, though, do not have any timeouts remaining.
And it didn't appear the Sonics looking for any three-point shot there, getting it quickly to Kemp in the corner, and he knew what he was going to do as soon as he caught it, and that is drive to the basket.
Kemp, 11 of 14 at the line. Seattle about 22 of 28 at the free throw line. They've hit all 8 in the 4th quarter. Shawn Kemp with 28 points to lead Seattle.
Seattle has to make this free throw, get the quick steal or foul immediately.
3-point Chicago lead. Kukoc having trouble and has to use a timeout. Couldn't find anyone, avoiding the 5-second violation.
Well, David Wingate just locked up Michael Jordan and just literally held him and wouldn't let him come to the ball.
But how about running the baseline to get the ball in bounds?
That would help.
So the Bulls forced to take the timeout. Reminder, right after our telecast here on NBC, coming up on CNBC, on your cable system, an NBA Finals postgame special. Our entire cast will recount the game with highlights, show you live press conference interviews, and as we look back at Game 2 here in the United Center. That'll be the NBA Finals post-game special immediately following the game on CNBC.
In these last couple of situations, the Chicago Bulls have left Dennis Rodman on the floor because I think Phil Jackson trusts his instincts so much. He's not a good free throw to another good free throw shooter, and he feels he'll just make the right play.
Dennis moves so well off the ball. He spaces the floor. He creates the opportunity by spreading that floor for his teammates to create their own play.
And when Phil Jackson looks back at this, he will not be happy even with the victory. The Bulls missing their last 7 field goal attempts. They've done it at the free throw line. They've not hit a shot the last 6 minutes of this fourth quarter.
Mark, this is an old team. This is a team that I don't think will really hit their stride till Game 3 Sunday night. They had that long layoff. Now they're back to playing every other day, which is NBA basketball.
Well, not bad if they haven't been able to hit their stride and they come out of here with 2 victories. 12 3/10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Again, the pressure by the Sonics. This time Pippen will try to inbound. Jordan gets it back to Pippen. And Hawkins called for the foul. Down to 8 9/10 seconds. And Pippen to the line. He is 5 of 6 at the free throw line.
A lot of confidence that time shown by Scottie Pippen, just waiting and saying, come and foul me. If you keep that ball moving, Chicago can run the ball out because Seattle can't catch up to a moving ball.
There you see the problems that Scottie Pippen has had from the free throw line during the season and during the playoffs, but so far in this series, much better until there. Seattle out of timeouts.
Scottie Pippen, though, has shot the ball well at the line in this final series, 13 of 16. So the situation, 8 9/10 seconds remaining. 3-point Chicago lead. As you mentioned, Matt, no timeouts for Seattle. So the Bulls get back to the Seattle front court as Pippen misses on both. Rodman able to get a jump ball out of it. However, it's only a 3-point game. That was almost an air ball by Scottie Pippen.
And Seattle failing to take care of its defensive backboard, giving up a rebound on the offensive end, an offensive rebound on a missed free throw, inexcusable if you're trying to win.
Shows the great instincts of Dennis Rodman, able to get to the ball here.
Well, it was knocked loose and almost knocked to him, but how about him just not taking anything for granted?
Now the question on the lineup, Jordan trying to organize things. It's Perkins and Rodman. The Sonics with 6 9/10 seconds to go need a 3 to tie it if they can get possession. And toss. Oh, not a good toss, and apparently they're going to do it again and reset the clock. Yes.
And it looked like a foul could have been called there on Dennis Rodman as he hindered Sam Perkins from getting up in the air.
I guess Kersey with the do-over. They reset to 6.9. And again, a whistle. And they'll re-jump. Hugh Holland says, do it again.
And that's the second time Dennis Rodman has fouled Sam Perkins.
Rodman is leaning in, and he's initiating the kind of, but he's doing it with his left arm, his inside arm.
Well, let's see. Well, we need the hat trick. And it's controlled by Jordan. And now the foul with 3 7/10 seconds remaining. Oh, Payton and Jordan having some words, face to face. And Hopper guides Payton away. Now Sean Kemp calming Gary Payton down.
Well, Michael well aware of the repercussions if he gets into any kind of trash talking or taunting or a possible throwing of a fist or a slap. He walks away, and Kemp wisely gets Payton out of there.
It is Rodman going to the foul line. Dennis Rodman now 3 of 5 at the line.
This has not been pretty down the stretch.
Well, Pippen missed 2. Now Rodman missing, only 3 7/10 seconds to go in the fourth. And Rodman is able to hit for a 4-point lead. Perkins fires it down for Shrimp, and that will do it. The Chicago Bulls escape with the victory. The Bulls over the Sonics 92-88.